half-penny investment in expanding MARTA within the boundaries of the city. Overwhelmingly, constituents said yes. So in 2017, MARTA and the City of Atlanta formalized its partnership after that referendum, after the ballot passed, and we compiled a list of projects. Now, prior to going to the ballot, MARTA came out, they did a round of public involvement, they compiled a number of comprehensive plans, they did some technical analysis and data, and they came up with a list of approximately 77 projects. Those were the projects that we took to the ballot and we told citizens that we would be considering implementing. After the partnership was formalized, we did another round of public involvement because at that time we knew that we would not be able to implement all 77 of those projects. It would take approximately $11.5 billion to complete all of those projects, and we knew realistically that the sales tax would not generate that type of revenue. So in 2018, they brought on the program management team, which I'm a part of. We condensed that list after doing, again, a series of technical analysis. We did, we partnered with the city in coming up with some guiding principles. We baselined the projects against the guiding principles, and we brought out to the public, we rolled out to the public actually 17 projects that we wanted the MARTA board to approve. Now, we were here last September, last October, and we spoke with you about those projects. And we let you know what they were, and we did that because we wanted to know or make sure that we were hitting the mark with our constituents and implementing the projects that we felt like were essential, were important. And we want you to know that transparency, community involvement, and community input is a really significant part of this program and will continue to be a significant element of this program. After that round of community involvement, and after receiving your input, and I want you to know that some of those projects did change because of your input, we took those final list of projects to the MARTA board on October 4th, and overwhelmingly the MARTA board approved that 17 list of projects. Now, I thought we would have the ability to do a presentation today, and Tony is committed to coming back out, but we can certainly share with you information, and I'll talk through where those projects are located. But I want you to know that those are the projects that we are planning to move forward with and implementing. Now, we also understand that with technology, over the weekend I heard a lot of reports about TransitX. It's possibly being implemented in Clayton and Henry County. It's a new type of transit with technology in a digital age. Who knows what could come online? So while we have those 17 projects, we realize that this is a 40-year program, and because it is a 40-year program, we are willing to be flexible and amenable to making changes when necessary. So what types of transit are we talking about bringing online as a part of this program? There are 3 new transit modes that we're considering, well, I'm not even going to say considering, that we will be implementing into the MARTA system with this program. The first type of transit is light rail transit. What's light rail transit? If you look at the streetcar downtown, the city of Atlanta, and I know a lot of people say, wow, that goes slow. It looks like the streetcar. It has the guide wires and the track. It operates in a dedicated, what we call a dedicated right-of-way. But it moves just like a MARTA train. So light rail transit is one mode of transportation that we will be implementing and bringing online as a part of this program. We're also bringing on 14 miles of what we call bus rapid transit. What's bus rapid transit? Bus rapid transit, quite simply at a very high level, looks like a bus but acts like a MARTA train. It can get you from point A to point B a lot faster. Again, it acts a lot like a MARTA train. It's like a train on rubber with rubber wheels. And lastly, arterial rapid transit. What is that? We're going to be leveraging technology to get buses that operate in a regular flow of traffic through the traffic a lot faster. We'll be using queue lanes and jump lanes and different technical things like that. But just know that we will be leveraging technology to work with the lighting signals to move what we call regular buses through the flow of traffic. This plan is inclusive. It is designed to be consistent with the City of Atlanta's growth. And so all of the areas where we are anticipating growth within the City of Atlanta, this plan has been created and is consistent and compatible with those areas in meeting the city's transit needs. Why are we doing this? What are the benefits of the program? Quite simply, we want to create more connectivity for the residents of the city of Atlanta. We want to allow people in our neighborhoods to get to more schools, medical centers. We want to integrate with some of our regional partners. In this plan, these projects have been designed and outlined to do that. We want to create more accessibility and provide greater access for minorities and low-income communities to get access to jobs and work centers. And finally, we want to boost mobility for workers to and from senior centers, as well as accommodate individuals with disabilities. Right out the gate, once we approved the referenda in 2016, we were able to implement some things already. And I'm not sure if you've seen this in some of your neighborhoods if you're local, but we've already been able to bring online 3 new bus routes, 1 new express bus route, 10 new what we call community circulators, and those are buses that are dedicated to certain neighborhoods, and they basically connect to certain popular destinations in various neighborhoods, and they get you to your transit centers a lot faster in certain areas. So that's something we've been able to do. We've also been able to increase 32 routes to increase the times of service. So that's kind of a history. That's what we're doing. That's why we're doing. But when are you going to start seeing these things happen? You know, we voted for this tax. We're collecting your revenue. So when can you really realistically see these modes come online? And which is why we're here today. We want to start creating some realistic expectations. So quite honestly, when you think about light rail transit, which we are considering implementing on Campbellton Road, as well as on the Beltline and in the Clifton Corridor, those are, as well as north and east and west of downtown, those are the areas where we will see light rail. We're looking at approximately 10 to 12 years. Why is that? We have to consider funding. Although we're generating the revenue right now, we expect to, I think, collect about $65 million a year over the next 40 years. Now we can, with this revenue, we can accelerate some of these projects by getting federal funds as well as private dollars and incorporating what we call P3s. But realistically, when you look at timeline from concept to construction, most of these projects are just in the planning phase. And so we're looking at approximately 12 years before you actually see a light rail train in a MARTA system. It's going to take us approximately 7 years before you see a bus rapid transit mode in the system. Why is that? Same thing. We have to consider funding, revenue, when we get it, and the project phasing. Now, I will share that there are 3 areas where bus rapid transit has been considered. That's Capitol Avenue, which is considered the Summer Hill area. Capitol Avenue recently received a Tiger grant, which could allow us to accelerate that program or that project a lot faster. And that could possibly be the first project that you see come online out of this program. And we can see that happen sooner than 7 years. But for the other bus rapid transit projects, we want you to know, realistically, we're looking at about 7 years before you actually see something on the ground. We have 2 new transit centers proposed in this program, one at Morris Mill and one at Greenbrier. And it's about 6 years before you see that from concept to construction. Those are in the planning stage. And so that's something that's a little bit more in line with our timeline in our nearer future. Those are things that we can see happen relatively soon. We have station enhancements incorporated in this plan. I want you to know that MARTA already has a station enhancement program that they are implemented. This program kind of goes on to put the dressing on top of a lot of the things that they're already doing. And we anticipate having all of those station enhancements complete within the next 5 years. Those are things that you'll start seeing sooner than later. And arterial rapid transit, which we will use the technology to leverage the lights to get the buses around the system a lot faster. You'll see online a lot sooner. You can see those within the next, I would say, 2 to 4 years. Region-wide, we all know that MARTA is currently funded right now by City of Atlanta, Fulton County, DeKalb County, and Clayton County, or recently Clayton County, as recent as 2014. Gwinnett County also has a referenda. They are putting a question on the ballot in March of this year, 2019. And if approved, they will make a 1 cent investment into the MARTA system. Fulton County is considering, they just completed a transit master plan, and they are considering putting a question on the ballot to ask for an additional quarter penny investment into the MARTA system. Timing on that has not been outlined, but we hope that that's something they could do. And lastly, DeKalb County is completing a transit master plan. It's expected to be completed this year, and they will be evaluating when and if they will put a question on the ballot. Now, what do we want you to know about this? We're excited about MARTA expanding within the city of Atlanta. It's something that we really need. It's a great thing that's happening right now. We want you to stay engaged and involved. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but there's a new kind of regional agency that's been brought online, the ATL, and we'll see how that plays out to bring state funding to MARTA so that we could possibly see some of these projects accelerated and see other counties and areas come on board. But we'll be here to answer questions for you after the meeting, and we just kind of wanted to share with you where we were with these projects. You guys provided input on the vote. We got the vote approved, and we're moving forward with implementing these projects, but know it's going to take us a little bit of time. So thank you for your time.